Okay. I reckon this... Shut up! I reckon this music's a completely fuck us up. Anyway.
Just wait so you can sharpen.
Okay, I'll talk. So if you've ever been to Troji Beach, you will notice there's a plaque there above the pools, right, on the rock, okay? So the Queen of Nations sunk off Coral Beach, Troji Beach, whatever, the same thing, in May of 1881. But why did it sink? It's because the captain had too many of these. Most of the Queen's Nations cargo consisted of wine and spirits, and I guess the captain got hold of it, got smashed, saw a light off the coast of Troji, ran it up, and the fucker got the boat stuck on the beach. Holy fuck, it's gonna be so hard. Most of the Queen's Nations cargo... Fucking hell. After the ship ran aground, the sailors made it back to the shore. Only one was killed, but over the next couple of months, the Queen's cargo drifted ashore, and she broke up, you know, after getting bombed shortly after. The Queen of Nations was a clipper-class vessel and weighed 824 tons. She was launched in 1861 and commissioned for 20 years until she sunk in 1881 off the coast of Troji. 119... Fuck, I can't fucking...
Bit too much of those, haven't you, Sarah?
It was built in Aberdeen, and the dimensions are 190 feet by 32.3 feet by 20 feet. It had 2 decks and 3 masts. Aside from being used to carry cargo, she transported passengers between London and Sydney. Okay, so get this. The original captain of the ship was Captain Donald. He commanded the Queen for 10 years until he was washed overboard and killed in 1879. After that he was replaced with Captain Samuel Bake, but it turns out he was a pisshead, and he was the one who fucked up the whole ship after 3 years on the job. In the pre-hours of May 1881, and only a few kilometres south of their final destination, Captain Bake, or Bark or whatever, mistook a slag heap fire on Mount Kira for the light in Port Jackson, South Head, believing he was entering Sydney Harbour. He turned the ship towards the shore and literally drove through the surf into Coral Beach, just north of Wollongong. The whole incident was it was a shit show. It was. Alright? So apparently, as the crew prepared to abandon ship, getting on their lifeboats and getting ready on all that, the first mate was also fucking pissed too. He came out waving a bloody pistol, claiming that he would shoot anyone that would desert the ship. Anyway, they booked it anyway. They didn't care about him. And as they were rowing back to shore, the first mate started firing on him, but because he was so drunk, none of the shots made their mark. And he was too drunk to really reload too, so he just sat there watching them row back to Troji. Yeah. So word spread quickly after the boat sank, and word spread all over the state. People came from all over the country to grab the booze that washed up ashore. Eventually, Troji Beach became home to the world's largest and wildest beach party at the time. Lasting weeks, people didn't even leave the beach. They got meals sent down to them. All because of the wine and spirits that kept washing ashore. The paper even said that public drunkenness was common for the next few weeks after the ship sank. So the Queen of Nations site is located 70 metres off Troji Beach, and the remains of the ship is about 60 by 15 metres in the water depth of 3.5 metres below the surface. It's not even that deep. We can go fucking dive the thing. So apparently violent storms that occur about once a decade actually expose the ship, uncovering the parts from the sand. Because it's not even that far under. But in 1991, the whole ship was exposed along with a railway iron, bottles, and even a cemetery tombstone. I don't know what the fuck that was doing down there. So now the site is a part of some heritage thing and it's protected, so you can't actually take anything from it, but you can still see it. As I said, you can dive, it's not that low. By the way, while I was researching this thing, I found fucking this website that couldn't even spell Wollongong right. Alright, that's enough for the Queen of Nations. I did miss a bit because there is a bit to talk about, but if you're interested, look it up or even get a chance to go see it. I don't know, it's not that far out. Fucking leave me alone, I'll have my beer.